the issues that have been going on in the WNBA with respect to a lot of the players claiming that Caitlyn Clark fans are racist. I personally take issue with that as a Caitlyn Clark fan, because not nary time did I ever make any kind of racial or disrespectful statement to anybody or about any other player. And to clump a whole group of people into one group, or to claim that a whole group of people are of a certain type of people, it's disrespectful. If an Albion so-called white person were to get attacked by a melanated person and come out of their mouth and say, oh, you black people are the same. All of you black people are violent and murderous and robbers. All hell would break loose. There would be all kind of rallies around somebody saying something like that. And here these people are. They're making this statement as though they have any proof that any of these people are actually Caitlyn Clark fans. These are trolls, as Caitlyn Clark stated, and that there should have been someone to step in. The commissioner has been going on for this whole time, never saying a word about the things happening to Caitlyn. But the minute some of these people start coming out of their mouth saying these things, oh, these people are saying some hurtful things, then the commissioner wants to make a statement. Okay, we've already talked about the roaches in the WNBA and how a lot of cleaning needs to be done. But I want to get into this as we talk about the universal laws here. Whatever energies you put out must come back. And so one of the things about what's going on with these people when we're talking about racism, so-called racism, it's not what it's appearing to be. Some want to make it seem as, oh, you know, all these people are racist and they hate black people. And I talked about this. I've talked about how the same people who are running the WNBA and the NBA are the same people who are running the so-called HBCUs, the same people who run in the NAACP, the same people who run in Black Lives Matter. They're the same people. And so one of the issues is that there are people who want to keep melanated and Albion people fighting against each other. And at the same token, where there are people who think they're victims, and they're not victims. They're victims of their own energies. And so I need to say this because as soon and before Caitlyn Clark even got to the WNBA, there was all of these negative things being said about her because of her skin color. There was a lot of negative things being said about her because of that. And then now we see those same people crying, talking about how somebody's being racist against them, and they're not being accountable. They're not recognizing the universal laws. They're not recognizing that whatever energy you put out must come back. And one of the other universal laws that we speak about so often here is the law of correspondence. There are no victims. So when we're talking about people claiming to be a victim of some type of energy, which somebody's talking about a racist remark, it's only an energy. That's all it is. So when they're talking about being a victim of that, what is happening is that they're experiencing their own negative energy. That is the law. And so when you're putting these energies out, or these people are putting these energies out, they're not recognizing that, oh, they've got to come back. We see it all of the time. So again, when we're looking at, and I've talked about racism, I said it before my live decided to start messing up or what have you. I said it, but racism is not real. I said that. All it is an energy. And I want to commend my light-skinned people, Albions, so-called white people. I want to commend you, those of you who have not gotten involved and caught up in this so-called racism garbage. It's garbage. People are receiving energies that they put out. So I'm going to give you some examples because we talk about that often in the school. We talk about it often on this channel. But I'm going to give you an example because you have, for example, Albions who will be inward, 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 and then meet up with a melanated person and be like, that's their best friend. Well, why is it that this melanated person is not receiving that energy from this same so-called racist person and another one does? It has to do with energies. And one of the things we talk about here is you cannot receive an energy that's not meant for you. You can't. I don't care how racist somebody is, or how hateful, or how negative, or whatever it is, even murderous. If you are not supposed to receive that energy, you can't receive it. They can't even find you. That's a law. We've got to start recognizing that these things that are happening are basically energies that are coming back on people because of the energies that they have put out. So, in understanding and recognizing that whatever energies we put out must come back, that's a universal law. Some people like to call it karma. Same thing, universal principle. And so when I say that racism is garbage and it doesn't exist, what I'm talking about is that people are receiving energies in the light that they put out in the dark. There are no victims. This includes Caitlyn Clark. This includes any other player in the NBA complaining about whatever energies they're getting. There are no victims. And so if they're getting this energy, it has everything to do with the energies that they put out at another time. What's done in the dark shall come to the light. That's another universal principle. So when you see somebody receiving an energy, the universe is talking to you loud and clear. They can tell you, oh no, I would never do it. That's not what the universe is saying. And so I'm going to say this. Again, I said even Caitlyn Clark, she's getting a return of her energies. But I'm going to say this. When I did that session about roaches in the WNBA, which I mainly spoke about, what was going on with Caitlyn Clark, I had a lot of comments. As a matter of fact, we had thousands of subscriptions from that video, and then we had hundreds of comments. And I read through all of them, and I mean all of them, and it seemed never ending. But of all of those comments that I read from that video, and there was another video that had thousands of views on it, but all of the comments of all of them, there was 5 of them that were trolls, and I call them just straight trolls because that's what trolls do. 5 of them, and it wasn't even harsh negative thing they were saying, they was just trolling. 5 of all of the hundreds of them. And so I'm saying that to say that's a reflection of Caitlyn Clark, because even though, yes, she's getting a lot of bad energy, well, I wouldn't even say a lot, because it doesn't compare to how much good energy she's getting. And that is a reflection of who she is. She knows she's bringing the money. She knows it. She knows that people are coming to see her. She knows that she's box office. She's not focused on, oh, well, what my money at? Oh, I'm going to get my money. No, can I help these other women in the league get some money? And we told you about where the block is. But the people who are hating on her are the ones who are getting blocked and not recognizing she's not the one blocking them. It's typical of people who think they're victims. They want to fight everybody except for the people who are really doing the blocking. And let me just say this from the beginning. The people who are doing the blocking is, first of all, within. That's themselves. You doing the blocking on yourself. That's the first thing. And then secondly, not focusing on where the true block is. You want to be mad at Caitlyn because, we're not getting promoted. Was she not blocking you? As I said the last time, it's Caitlyn Clark that's promoting the WNBA. And somebody said, no, the networks, they talk about the WNBA. No, they talk about Caitlyn Clark. And if it wasn't for Caitlyn Clark, they wouldn't be talking about the WNBA. They're talking about the WNBA because Caitlyn Clark is coming to it. Let's be clear on that. So we have people who are angry and frustrated and victimized and not recognizing the energies that they put out. Well, I'm just here pointing it out.